Hi guys, welcome back. Today we have a really big punch in small amount of time vinyasa practice. We're going to jump right into it with today's class. We're moving pretty fast compared to some of our other flows. So if you feel like you need to warm up, get ready before we do anything, go ahead and hit pause and do all of that. We're going to be working to Funky Dolphin today, which I love. It's like weirdly challenging and kind of awkward to get into, but I think this class is a lot of fun. I am here because I know y'all care. I am here in Asheville, North Carolina recording this, and it was so cold and fall-like this morning, and now it's warm enough for me to be wearing a tank top, and I love it. It's perfect. So anyway, let's get started. Whenever you're ready, meet me on the mat. And we are going to start here in table, but instead of traditional being on our hands and knees, we're just starting right away in forearm quadruped here. So go ahead and see if you can wiggle that pelvis and just get that moving by itself. Now I want you to be mindful. I'm not always going to remind you as we move, but watch what your neck's doing. If you feel like your head is constantly sagging down or cranking back, just try to find neutral. Imagine your whole spine being in line here throughout this practice. Okay, so moving that pelvis. And then here we're going to take a few rounds of cat-cow from this forearm shape. Now, if you've never done cat-cow from this shape, you might notice a difference right away. Right, just notice how your spine feels. Really tuck that pelvis, reach that head, and then all the way back into your back bend there. Find your breath as we really start to move here today. Right, and then coming back to neutral, again, watching your head. Maybe you tuck your right toes under, but go ahead and shoot that left leg straight back. Just notice how that feels. And then I want you to bend your knee. And here, go ahead and take some hip circles. Just a couple in one direction. Notice what your pelvis is doing. If you feel like your pelvis is cocking to the side, see if you can re-level it out. And then we're going back the other direction. Right? And then we meet back in neutral. Knee bent at a 90-degree angle. Notice what your neck's doing. Flex that foot, and I want you to drive the heel straight up to the sky here. And just breathe. Keep that pelvis neutral, parallel to the ground. Breathe. And where are you feeling this? For me, my hamstrings are on fire already. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, push up and hold. Hold, hold, hold. And then here, inhale. On the exhale, lift to your hands, step that left leg up. So you're in this kind of lungy shape. Pivot that back knee, that right knee on the mat, and then you're going to come up here into this grounded warrior 2 shape. Right hand comes to the back of the mat. Extend that left leg out, open up. Reach that left arm. Here, let that head go soft. That neck go soft. Reach with that left arm. Left forearm comes to the knee. Reach with the right hand. Breathe. And then we come down, pivot down. Forearms go down. Lift that leg back to that 90 position. Pulse one last time, up and down. We're going to do the other side here. Right leg shoots. Bend the right knee. Hip circles in either direction. Check your neck, and then back in the other way. Just getting that hip moved. Shoot that leg out. Knee bends 90 degrees. Pulse up, up, up. Notice what you feel. Notice your head. What's your pelvis doing? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push up onto your hands, step that right foot forward, pivot that back knee, scoop around, left hand down, reach open into gate. Take a breath. Sweep down into this warrior 2 lunge. Forearm comes to the right thigh. We reach over and back. Just a little movement here. Arms reach up. Okay. Scoop down, forearms down. Back to this quadruped table on your forearms and a couple more cat-cows here. And you might notice you're feeling it in a different area of your spine than if you're on your hands and knees, a little less range. right? And here, finding neutral, tuck the toes, push up. Don't worry about how much of a bend is in your knees. Drive your elbows down and come into dolphin. Find your breath here, holding for 3 more breaths. Right leg shoots up. Keep that pelvis parallel to the ground. Bend that right knee. Pulse. Foot up towards the sky. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend that right leg back as far as you can. Pivot onto your right side. And then take some version of a side forearm plank. Deep breath, inhale. Forearm plants. Walk back into your dolphin. And then what we will do here, push into the ground, step up with the right hand, lift up warrior 2. It's kind of a big transition. Notice what your spine's doing and your head. Are you reaching? Come back to neutral. Find your head in space. Breathe. Forearm down, reach with the left hand, and then reverse. One more time. And just breathe. Arms come down, inside that right leg. Plant those forearms, come back, find your dolphin. Pedal it out. Other side. Left leg shoots up. Bend that knee, flex the foot, pulse. Pulse, pulse, push up. Notice what you feel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Leg comes back down. Extend out. Come on to that left forearm in some sort of variation of a side plank forearm. Scoop back down. Come back to your dolphin, both forearms on the ground. Left leg goes up, push to your hands, step up, pivot. Find your warrior 2 here on your left side. Whew. Feels a little spicy. Push into that left knee. Forearm comes down, reach with the right arm. And back. And then find your flow here, back and forth. And then we sweep down. Step back, find your dolphin last time. And then here we'll take a vinyasa. So hands come up. We're in our downward facing dog. Roll forward, find a plank. Maybe knees come down, maybe you stay up, squeeze your glutes, lower to your belly. Lift up. Find a back bend, squeeze the glutes. Back, table, pause, child's pose, 1 breath. Lift up, downward facing dog. All right, so here is our final flow, and we work into that funky dolphin. So we will start by lowering down onto our right forearm. Left hand lines up with that right elbow. Okay, so get used to this shape. And we're really going to load up that right side. Lift that left leg. Can you keep your pelvis neutral? Breathe. And here, we're pulsing from below. So on your toes here, lift that heel on your right side for 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower. Both hands push up here. And we'll take that left leg, bring it back, and find a wild thing. On your right side. Big transition here. Lift that left leg, come to the top of the mat with it. Left hand comes down, maybe on your fingertips, maybe on a palm, maybe on a block here. Open up that right hip, kick that right leg back, find your half moon. Now, option here to try to get light on your left fingers, and maybe even coming off the ground. Breathe. Hand comes down. Right hand comes down. Right foot goes back. Drop down to that right elbow. Back to that funky dolphin one more time. Breathe here. Left hand comes down. Both hands push up. Find your downward facing dog and breathe. Notice how it feels. And we repeat on the other side after a vinyasa. Roll forward, find your plank. Push the ground away, squeeze your glutes. Where is your head? Maybe knees lower, maybe full body lowers. Down to belly, lift up, find your cobra. Come back through table, pause in child's big breath. One more time. Hips lift, pedal it out. And we lower that left arm down this time. Push the right hand into the ground, even with the left elbow. Notice how this feels. Lift that right leg up. And here we do our heel raises with our left foot. Lift, lift, breathe. 3, 2, 1. Keep that right leg up. Push with both hands so your hands are staggered. Drop back on that left side. Open up, wild thing. Ah, breathe. When you're ready, taking that right leg to the top of the mat. Reach, 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 reach. Right hand comes out. Open up. Find your half moon. Maybe you get light on those fingers. Maybe you don't. Oh. Push with those toes. Find one focal point. One more breath. Right hand comes down. Left foot, left hand. We're going to drop down into that funky dolphin on that left side one more time. Forearm down, right hand down. Right foot up. Push, push, push. Right foot down. Right forearm down. Dolphin here. Let your knees bend. Maybe your hips go side to side, wagging your tail in space. Breathe. Palm of the hands are down. Next exhale, push to downward facing dog. Roll forward, find plank. Last little vinyasa here. Squeeze your glutes. Where's your head? Lower. Lift up. Push back. Table. Child's. And we pause. That was a lot. That was a lot that we fit in about 15 minutes. We moved through that really quick. Feel your breath. Here, walking out to the top of the mat, come totally on your stomach. And pause. We're going to put our right hand, maybe you cactus it out, or your left arm, I'm sorry. Maybe you cactus it out to the side, maybe it's straight out or somewhere down lower. Sorry, there's a train going by. And just come up onto your side here to get a nice little pec stretch. Maybe that right leg comes behind you to support. Maybe not. If it feels too intense, try adjusting where that left arm is on the ground, the angle it's at to your body. Come back to center. Right arm out. Take it to the other side. And just breathe here. I wish y'all could see these yellow trees. They look like lollipops. And then release back to center. Maybe you make a little pillow for yourself. And just pause here for a second. Find your breath. Notice your heart. And then just notice how all those big movers feel. Your shoulders, your hips. It's amazing how much we can fit into a little bit of time. Right, work your way onto your back. Knees hug in. Maybe you move here, maybe you don't. It's totally up to you. And then let your knees drop to your left or right side for a nice little twist. If you have a block or a pillow or something, support that leg if it's floating. This should feel like some goodness, not work. I guess unless you want it to be work. Your practice, your choice. Come back through center. Drop those knees to the other side. This always goes so much better for me on my right side. And then knees hug into chest here. And we're going to take a half happy baby, but this time we're going to do something a little bit different. I learned this from Amy Carmody yoga. So you're taking your half happy baby. Usually we extend that leg that isn't in the shape down straight, but what I want you to try to do is put it in a half butterfly and then pull out a little bit more on your left leg and see if you like this. And if you don't like it, then you extend your leg straight, but I just thought this variation was so smart. It feels so good. Always learning. And then knees hug in. Pause here, notice how your hips feel. Then grab the outside or the inside, it really doesn't matter, of your right leg. Pull back into that half happy baby shape and then take half butterfly with the left leg. Maybe you gently push down on that left leg or you extend it fully. Either way is fine. Add a little movement if that feels good and speaks to you. And then last time, both knees in. And legs come out fully into your Shavasana shape, whatever that looks like. And give yourself a moment here to settle in. Maybe eyes are closed, maybe eyes are open. My heart is still pounding from all the work we packed into such a short amount of time. Just let yourself notice. Something feels uncomfortable, notice it. If you have thoughts creeping into your mind that you don't want, just notice it and release them with your next exhale. It's the art of paying attention. And if you have time to stay here, I encourage you to do so. Turn me off and lay as long as you can in your space. But for those of you who are crunched for time, when you're ready, roll to your left or right side and then work your way up to a seated position. Find some sort of neutral shape. Notice your head in space. Notice your spine. Notice how your lower body feels. Hands come to heart if that feels grounding, or anywhere else that makes you feel super connected. And we'll close here with a nice, purposeful breath. Inhale deep. Sigh it out. Eyes slowly open. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope you could see how cool it is. I don't know. There's a lot of traffic going on behind me too, so hopefully you couldn't hear that. But I appreciate it so much, and I can't wait to see you next time. Have the best day and week.